What's up, guys? It's me, Pez Flips, and today we have an exciting video that involves me opening stuff. And you might be seeing this and being like, what the heck is Divo knives? And you know what? I don't know. I just came in the package, and we're going to open it up and figure out what it is. Flipping the Orion as we speak, having a nice little bit of sunshine coming through today. So, yeah, let's waste no time. Now, this is something that I think everyone should have in their collection. Not exactly the knife that I'm getting, but it'll make sense. No, it's not a plastic bag. Okay, it's really wrapped in there. Oh boy, okay. On to the next part. Bubble wrap removed. Ow! Okay, then we're fine. Let's see what is in. Oh my god. Let's see what is in this. Can you guess it? That's right, boys. It is the one and only G10 Wraith. I mean, come on. That thing is gorgeous. Let me put this other stuff away and get into the flips. So first thing I'm noticing is that this thing is thinner than I anticipated. And honestly, thinner thinner towards the front of it. I didn't really consider the fact that it was going to have tapered handles. My understanding is that with this guy, it has kind of like shorter handles but a longer blade, and it is a Bowie blade, a very gorgeous Bowie blade. I will say it's got some really rough dings on it, but the edge feels okay. Looks like there's a couple of chips up towards the top. The G10 looks like it's in good-ish condition. You can see that there's like 1 or 2 drops here that took a big chunk off, but as it stands right now, I think these are the default spacers. You could tell me, I think the short ones are also used, but it's like, is that rust? There might be a little bit of rusting, so, but it's like a slight handle bias. It has a slight wobble as it stands right now. I know some people have recommended getting like the zippy inserts and such, and that this knife stock is not the best knife, but I've always wanted a G10 knife, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't think that the rep looks cool. I think that the rep blades are ugly, and I've always wanted a G10 blade or a G10 Balisong because I find G10 to be quite comfortable. I know some people say that it's chalky, but this guy doesn't feel chalky to me. It feels quite comfortable. I think maybe it's because I'm in the state of Oregon, which has a, you know, it's not like humid, but it is slightly more wet, not like a dry climate. So here's what I'll say. The spacers, I think, are carrying a lot of weight as it stands right now. So there are some moments where I'm flipping and it kind of just slips away. So maybe some different spacers would help improve that. But at the end of the day, I think I'm just excited to have another G10 in the collection, because I used to have a Bally Plus Alt, or like a limited edition Bowie blade, which was kind of like this, honestly. It was jade though, so it wasn't blacked out. But I've just always loved the look of Bowie, but on certain knives it doesn't really function appropriately. So like the Bowie Kraken, for example, is 2 handle bias to my understanding. I have never really flipped a Bowie one, but that's what I hear people say. You know, it lacks the tip weight, and this one, because of the length, it kind of helps compensate for that so that the fans don't feel so terrible. Like when I'm doing my fans, they feel a lot more natural than some of the knives that I've flipped in the past. like the CK trainer, because the weight is a bit better distributed. The chaplains feel pretty tight. The grip on the ladders is not really there. I mean, G10 is going to be a little bit grippier for at least my hands. And the weight, I think it's like deceptively, it's not actually heavy, but it feels a little heavy because of the way that these spacers kind of drag a little, because they just feel a little too heavy. Like they're doing a little too much. I think some people like that, and it's going to give you like a super tight chap. But honestly, I'd rather take a little bit of the chap out and gain a little bit of a smoother flipping experience, because this feels a little herky-jerky to some extent. But it is very quiet. I should put some lube in here. A little bit of play. Let's put Carbon Honey Thin. Usually with better tolerance knives, I usually opt for thin because thick just ends up slowing it down too much. If I have a knife that has a lot of play or has tap, I'll consider putting thick in. Thick kind of helps remedy the issue of like a bad tune or something. But in this instance, I don't think I would really need to bother with thick. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. This thing was dry. So it's got a little bit more life to it now. I've always liked how G10, when you do like a sound test, has like almost like a, I don't even know how you describe it. It sounds like bones or something. Something I also noticed is that the Zen cup here is somewhat rougher than I imagined. I feel like the smoothing out here is pretty rough. Also, the choil is non-existent on this guy. It's just like the Zen cup and then the blade, which is interesting. I don't know what I want the inserts to be, because I'm planning on getting the zippy spacers, and I might just go all out and get the zippy inserts. Don't know if I want to do the inserts. I'll have to look at the colors, but I'm not sure what accent color I will end up going with, because I know that the inlays with this one only account for like here and here, and I want to have the jimping, but I don't think I want to have the extenders, because I actually have come to enjoy slightly shorter handles, and I feel like as it stands right now, I don't think it needs the extra length. I've actually come to realize that, you know, I have smaller hands, and when I flip stuff like the Opus, I end up like clipping my, like stuff will hit my wrist, and it'll get in the way and actually make the flipping experience harder. And especially when you're flipping live and it just kind of catches something random, that's when problems happen. Yeah, I'm just so stoked to have G10 back in the collection, because it's been too long. And the Wraith is just gorgeous. I think that people like Will Hirsch, you know, who has been a prominent flipper in this community, and historically a longer standing flipper, have talked about like the homages that this plays to more classical designs within the hobby. And I feel like not a lot of people actually do have the Wraith. You can see there a little bit that the resting of that blade, but I don't know. It's more of a cosmetic thing. I actually think with the stonewash, it's not the worst look, but maybe in the future I get this guy polished off or something. That'd be kind of neat. But as it stands right now, I'm just excited to have something from EPS in the collection, because, you know, I have a lot of prominent makers, and I feel like EPS is kind of slept on. And they've been really introducing some really new and exciting products. I would love to at some point try a Thai Wraith, because people talk about how it's just kind of like one of the most comfortable things. And these handles are very promising. I've always talked about how tapered handles are kind of a slept-on part of the community of like Battlesonic designs, because they do offer a lot of control and comfort when it comes to flipping. I think it also helps with stuff like chaplains, because having less material makes it easier to hit tighter chaplains. But yeah, not much else I have to say for it at the moment. You'll see some clips of this guy soon. Glad to have him with me, and yeah, have a good rest of your day, and drink some water. Bye.